I just want to quickly say that this is xSpaces. We run this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when available. I am your host, Tom, also known as Rad Reese, and I'm joined by DB today, who is co-host of this show. And we want to thank him for his time and the special guest that we have today. So this is planned to be about an hour long, just to give some respect to the special guest and speakers up here. And just to give a little bit of an overview, Ofero Network, for those of you that may not know, is a broad ecosystem offering several use cases and products. Today, we have the privilege of interviewing the co-founder and CEO of this exciting new project, Adrian. And Adrian was recently made eGold Community's newest community leader. He has also recently been on the biggest space on Twitter to talk about the future of crypto. For those that may not know this space is hosted by Mario Norfol, who regularly sees 10,000 plus people listening live and reaches hundreds of thousands across Twitter. He has also attracted some of the most influential people in the world, including Elon Musk, senators, congressmen, media journalists, top Wall Street players, and now the CEO of Ofero too. I also want to mention at this point that the Ofero team has generously offered a prize of 5,000 OFE tokens, worth about $100 currently. We shall give 1,000 of that to the best question from the audience in the AMA section later on. So please write in the comments or get ready to speak later on. We really look forward to those questions. And the rest will be distributed equally to 4 random people in this space. Dave and I want to welcome you, Adrian, with us today and start by asking if you could give us a brief introduction about who you are and what the Ofero Network is.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me here today. I'm happy to be part of your project, and I hope that I will have the time to always watch and listen to your spaces, be a part of this, because I think it is a very, very important step in the transparency and the communication between the projects and the communities. Of course, also bringing new people in the projects and sharing the know-how and spreading the information around the world about what we do, because we are still a niche in worldwide business. So going back to me, I'm 30 years old. My name is Adrian Vasiu. I'm from Romania. I was born in Germany. And, I worked all my life in sales, in real estate, and I was a business owner since I was 18 years old. I was a very eager entrepreneur. I was accustomed first with the blockchain technology about 10 years ago. I bought my first Bitcoin at around actually 2012, if I'm not mistaken. I was using it to pay for different services, so I used it as an utility token. I didn't have the knowledge at that time that Bitcoin might change my life, so I missed the train so early on, but I recovered on the way. At about 2 or 3 years ago, I started digging deeper into the builder side of the crypto community, of the crypto world, of the blockchain community, and so on. I was lucky enough that our project is based in Sibiu, Romania, which is the same city where the Multiverse 16 is based, and it was a major thing, a major coincidence, because we had part of some knowledge and some information sharing early on, and this helped us a lot. In my opinion, I say that we won 5 years of development just by having the right information at the right time. So we are very lucky regarding this matter. Also, very, very important about Ofero Network is that, and myself, is that my co-founder and my friend, Stefan Olaru, which is here present with us today, is very skilled and very passionate programmer. He's an expert in security. He worked all his life in IT and with computers. He's older than me. He's 40 years old, so he has over 20 years experience in computer security. This helped us a lot, because when we started, the programmers didn't have the know-how. Of course, working together with the multiverse team. We learned together, we made mistakes together, but finally we all succeeded, and we now have a very skilled group of people working with us, and a very skilled team working inside the project. So well, we were very lucky about that, and we are very thankful for that. Now, what we tried to do with Ofero, at the time when we first started the idea and the writing the white paper and basing the fundamentals, so to say, we wanted to use crypto because we were very enthusiastic about it, and we only played with it, selling, buying, and staking, and playing with the tools. But we didn't use it in the real life. And when we tried to imagine where the blockchain technology will be in the next 10, 15, 20 years, we understood that every little business, every little activity in the human life will be impacted by the blockchain technology. And then we tried to change the world, so to say. We tried to come with something that will change the game, because this is one of our slogans, changing the game. What does it mean? It means that in worldwide, maybe 2, 3, 4% of people have the right knowledge to make some transactions and go from A to B to C to D to deal in the blockchain world. And people do it purposeless. They do it either for profits, which is okay, which is a good use case, but it's not. It shouldn't be the only one. And then they don't use the tokens anymore. So what could we do? And we found our niche because we were both, myself and Stefan, entrepreneurs. We came and we are in a business background, in a business community, in the business world in Romania. And we said, listen, all these guys that are entrepreneurs and own businesses, they will need the blockchain either for any purpose in every business, even if it's logistics, even if it's transportation, or even if it's marketing, even if it's construction. They will need it either to tokenize the business, either to get funding, either to, let's go into details now about Ofero, either to reward their employees, either to reward their customers. So we started this token with this idea in our heads, that Ofero should be the token that will be used as a day-to-day token. So you can go to the movies and pay with Ofero. You can go and have a dinner and pay with Ofero, and you can go and reward your clients with Ofero as bonus points, or you can go to reward your employees and keep them loyal because nobody is paying them crypto and so on. And what we did is we tried to limit ourselves to 7 big use cases, which, if I have the time, and I think I have 1 more minute to explain.
Yes, that'd be perfect.
Okay, so I will be going through these 7 points, which I actually wrote this document myself. It's very short, but it's I guess it's the fundamental idea of Ofero, and I wrote it as a very light paper. I never heard this term before, and I'm proud that I maybe invented it, so to say. Very light paper, nobody used it before.
And I just want to say, Adrian, I think I pinned it up above as well if people want to read it as well. But carry on there.
You read my mind, so to say. So this is the fundamental thing. The first thing we have implemented, and it's fully working, is the Ofero app. Now, this is a website, web only today. It's not an application because it is not used from the users. It's only used by the vendors, by the businesses. So you, as a business, wherever you want around the world, you can use this feature, this protocol on the blockchain to implement your business and to accept the payment in OFE. Now, the only issue here is the legislation in every country, which is your responsibility, not ours. So we provide the tool. It is an open source. You don't have to pay it. You don't have to do anything, but it's your responsibility to make sure that you work in a legal way in your country. In Romania, where we did it, we made sure of this, and we work with accountants. We must have some legal always some legal opinions everywhere. So we have 2 lawyers in our team. This was a must because we knew it. We worked with this kind of people. Now, in in that area. Sorry, we already implemented it, and if you guys want, I can also share, because in this tweet you pinned is not. I have some videos on YouTube where we can see the use case. I will explain very shortly. First thing after the listing, which happened about a year ago, on 8th of May, on 7th April was the listing, and on 8th of May we did a concert in Sibiu, in our hometown, with 2,500 people, because this is the arena was this big. It was a sold out concert where the entrance was NFT only, and this NFT you could have bought only with OFE. And proud to say that some of the services, not all, a small part, but significant, was also paid in OFE. And what I mean about this part is the costs. So some people worked for crypto, some services were paid with in crypto, because this is what we try to do. Even the artists got some small payment, because they didn't accept all the payment, but they got it in tokens, because this was the idea, to start and use cryptocurrencies. Now, the next thing, what I'm about to say is in a whole other area. We go into insurance this time. So insurance is a necessity everywhere around the world, and some people will allocate some funds to go into a project, and maybe they forget about it for a year or 2 or 3. Now, what happens is that if you forget your password and your user to a checks, maybe you have the chance to recover it. But if you have a wallet in a blockchain, let's go into our example on Multiverse 6, and you forget your key phrase, your mnemonics, your 24 words, you will lose your funds. And this is very important. Now, when the Xportal app was launched, some people, due to the update, they forgot their words, and they lost the access to their wallet, maybe some funds as well. So what we are trying to do is to bring some safety and encourage the adoption through this service of insurance, because you can buy crypto, okay, either if you buy e-gold or any other token, you can swap it into OFE and insure it for 1 year, and of course you have to pay the policy every year. It will be something around 1.5% and 2%. This will be the cost for every year you insure. But if you lose your money, we have investors that put the collateral in some entities that we call Aegis. Aegis is the Greek word for shield. This is why we chose this word. And we now have 13 million OFE in OFE, 13 million OFE in this wallet, sorry, where collateral is put by this private investor. So if you personally will lose 100,000 tokens from these wallets, you will be repaid and you will have your money back, because you paid an insurance policy. The second big fear after losing the mnemonics is from the blockchain. So there are many blockchains around the world, and some people trust some of them, some people trust none of them. And you say, what do I do if my blockchain will get faulty? What happens if it gets hacked and I lose? They will close the company. What happens? Because it is not. This can happen, of course, in real life as well. But people are biased, and now we are trying to overpass this bias. And we say this: if there is a blockchain fault on either our blockchains, because now, and this I will keep for last, but we are listed on 2 blockchains with different tokens. If you lose your funds on one blockchain, you recover it on the other blockchain through this insurance service. So this is, I never heard about something like this before. I tried to do some research, but I didn't find it. So it might be something revolutionary. We hope it is. The next important thing I want to talk to you guys about very shortly, and then I will
Adrian,
finish.
could I
Please.
just give a little follow-up to that crypto insurance point? Because I think that's a really interesting thing, which the space definitely needs, and I don't think there's many other projects doing that. But I just wanted to know, firstly, how do you guys plan on actually confirming that someone has lost their funds? So what if someone just says that they've lost it, get the insurance money, and then they just trade the money off from the wallet after that? And secondly, are you over collateralizing the investment behind it, or is there a chance where everyone loses it through a blockchain fault and there's not enough money to go around for the insurance?
I will start with the second part of the question. it will be over collateralized, meaning that we will have more collateral than the value of the insured tokens, if that's what you meant.
Yes, yes.
So the answer is yes, because we will have also a backup blockchain, and also we have another venture capital entity in the project that will back up the backup. So it will back up the agencies, because the agency is an entity which the owner of it may, after 6 months of the period, may dissolve.
Sorry, Adrian, your mic is gone very quiet there. I don't know if you need to go closer to the mic or.
Now it's okay.
Yes, all good now.
Perfect. And sorry for it. So what I said is that the collateral which is put in the Aegis wallets, if the Aegis owner wishes to dissolve the Aegis, because it's his right to do it, he will have a mandatory 6 months unbonding period, and then another venture capital entity, which already we have 2 of them in the project, will back up the Aegises. Of course, statistically it can happen, but we have the backup. But the chances are very small of that to happen, but we have the backup. Going back to the first part of your question, if you personally, let's say, you will lose your wallet, right? You will lose the access to your wallet. Not this doesn't mean that you get hacked through a phishing program and you put in your words, because we can see that on the blockchain. We can see that the funds were removed, and then your insurance goes out. You don't have the right to reclaim the tokens. But let's say you are a person of goodwill, and you lose your memo. You wrote them on a paper and you lost the paper, right? And you cannot remember them. Now, what do? You apply to reclaim your tokens. And this is the hard part, because in order to get your tokens back, you must wait 12 months. Now, in these 12 months, your wallet will be put in a protocol where it will be monitored. It's not a complicated protocol. It's actually an alert on the wallet, something like this. So if that wallet moves, we get an alert. If that wallet has any movement in 12 months, you don't get the insurance. You don't get the tokens back, because it means you either gave the seed phrase to somebody else, or you are lying to us. Now, after this 1 year, after you wait, you get your tokens back, the amount that you insured. Let's say you insured 10 tokens, you pay 2% on that, but you buy another 100 tokens. But if you lose the access, you will get only that 10 tokens back. You must always reinsure if you keep accumulating. That profits, and this is one more detail. So the money that you pay, let's say it's 2%, because it's easy to do the math. The 2%, 1% goes to the Ofero network as a project, which will go into the staking program back, because every profit we make, we will redistribute it to the community. And this is actually the third point we're going to talk about. And 1% goes to the Aegis owner, which is a private investor. You can be an Aegis owner anytime. You just have to have the right amount of funds in offer and to apply for the program. And you can earn this money by providing collateral. It's not a huge amount, but it's a necessity. We cannot make it expensive, so we chose to incentivize the Aegis owner in other ways as well. But because we were trying to keep the insurance policy price and costs very small, so in order to people to feel safe and to bring adoption and to understand that in blockchain you can do great things. This is why we did it. Of course, everything that I'm talking about is going to happen on the Multiverse X blockchain. So neither of these services will be available on the BNB chain so far, and probably it will not happen for a long time. All our developments will happen on Multiverse X, and we will use the BNB chain as a backup, and that's it. It's very important, because now we are in this period where people are asking us about this, and I want to make it clear. If I may, I will go to the third point, which is I called it a groundbreaking staking program, quote unquote, on staking program. Why staking program, quote unquote? Because we don't actually stake the tokens in a smart contract where they are locked by us. You keep your tokens in your wallet, and you will get, without any lock, without any bonding period, you will get a monthly reward based on an ingenious evaluation system called the value. This system his purpose is to incentivize people who are active in the community, and who are holders, and who. So if we started this from a principle. There is a saying that if you open the door to your yard, to your house, and you own a dog, and the dog runs away and he doesn't come back, he wasn't your dog in the first place. So starting from this saying, we said like this: I don't want to lock people into staking. I know for a blockchain is necessary because it's a proof of stake blockchain, but we are layer 2. Why would I do that? Why should I keep you stressed out? Why should I keep you to wait 10 days for your tokens to be unlocked? I want to have a very relaxed uh, community. You can sell whenever you want. You can buy whenever. You can do whatever you want. We are in the most advanced uh, point in our evolution as a population. Why would anything be a limit? So every owner of OFE today doesn't have any tokens locked unless he chose one of our 2 programs, which are optional, in order to get higher APRs or higher incentives, which couldn't have another technical solution other than a smart contract. In rest, everybody else is free and they choose to be here. And this is I'm very proud of it, because you know that crypto is volatile and the tokens prices are very volatile, and it didn't matter what happened. We have a very strong community and a very loyal community, and this can be seen on the blockchain, and you can see it on all of the charts. You can see what happens. We had, of course, tentatives of FUD and so on, as any other project, and we survived them very well, with the mention that every token was free. Now, going to the next point, I have two or three more sentences. The OFE blockchain, the OFE2, the OFE business, the OFE crypto, the OFE token, whatever you want to call it, it's also a gateway for the businesses to go into the blockchain world, because nobody did advertising on the blockchain yet. What does that mean? It means that we have a product which is called Ofero Exchange, where your company's logo may be used as um, when somebody checks his wallet to see how many tokens he has, to see what's the APR coming, to see this, you will be allocated to an aegis, which can be your company. It can be your employer. It can be you are a customer to a shop and they validate you. This validation process is a KYC. So you can do the KYC to a business, to peer-to-peer, whatever. You are allocated to these entities, and big companies will go into the blockchain area either by choice or by obligation, because this is the future. And what we did is we gave an opportunity to businesses to go into this area, into this world of crypto, and we developed a program which brings employee benefits and customer fidelity programs together through the aegis, which also is used as collateral for the insurance. So we link them together, because it might seem that we do 7 things, but actually it's only 2 or 3, because most of them are linked. And when you develop the KYC platform itself, it's okay, it's one development, but we use it in all our other services. And of course, I don't know if you're familiar with you guys with this expression that you must eat your own dog food. This means that when we develop the KYC program, the platform, and so on, we will use it as well as individuals, as team members, and within the company. We don't use a third party, because we developed our own, and we believe in our own, and we think our own is the best, because it has some very new features and very real life features, meaning you can opt to do a video call with your validator. We can check that you are a real person, and of course behind it we got inspired from the blockchain architecture, and we chose to implement the Merkle tree behind it, so you can see who validated your validator, and you can do this path of people, of peer to peer, which is amazing. You can see it has never been done so far. Now, I'm sorry to talk so fast, but I know the time is short, and you guys can ask me in a few moments anything you want. But I would like to start with the first question, which is, what is the biggest challenge you face today? And what are your plans to solve it? So, Adrian, can you start, please? Thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much, Vasiu.
The validation platform, I told you some things about it. So the next thing is the cross bridge with BNB chain. I explained it a bit, and the asset-based ecosystem, which is the way we started. So what we do is we got some businesses, 2 and 3 of them we already talked about them, and we are always bringing more businesses in. Actually, we are now working to bring some a hotel and the restaurant into the Ofero network to share the profits with us, with the community, by buying the tokens and then redistributing them to the community as staking, because this is what we do. We own a stone quarry. So far, I know it's a manufacturing business, but we use the profits that are the percentage of the company which is owned by Ofero network gets every quarter the numbers with profits. They pay the taxes, and then the rest of it after taxes will be used to buy tokens, and the tokens will be used to be redistributed through the staking wallet to the community. This is why the token is not deflationary or inflationary. I don't know right now. Sorry. So this is why the token's price doesn't get weaker with the decentralization, because this is why we try to do. We work very hard to decentralize the project because we are still a startup, but in the meantime, we don't want this decentralization to transform itself into a lower value of the token. This is the main point. And in these 7 points, we don't have the Ofero exchange because it is a tool that we use. But remember, when the Meyer DEX back then didn't have the smart swaps active, we came and we developed another code specially made for these smart swaps, and we launched them, and we helped a lot, I hope. And I've seen some very happy people writing us about it, that when they weren't enabled on the Meyer app, and the Meyer DEX, we came with the solution and we helped them. And today we used our Ofero exchange, of course, for swaps. It works very easy, it's very fast, it's simple, but most importantly, it's a tool where you can see your OFE holdings, your value in the ecosystem. You can see if you have something locked, you can see your liquidity there, which you provided, and so on.
Sorry, Adrian, I think you're muted just there.
From where didn't you hear me? Oh my God, I talked by myself.
No, it was just the last 5 seconds. I don't know what happened. I think Twitter bugged there.
It's Elon Musk's fault, not mine, trust me. So going back to Ofero Exchange, it is a platform which businesses and users can use in order to see their status in the ecosystem, and for businesses to mark their clients. So if I will choose a small example and I will finish, let's say we have 2 competitors on the market, Pepsi and Coca-Cola. If they want 10,000 users to, when they check their wallet every day, to see Coca-Cola there, they must validate them. So if they validate them first, then Pepsi cannot validate them again, because this KYC happens one time. And businesses around the world will understand this. You cannot get twice validated. So yes, I want you, DB, for example, because he's here with us as a co-host, right? I want you, DB, to be my client, even if you drank only once Pepsi. I want to validate you. I want to give you some rewards in offer, because I want you here with me. And when you buy cola, you drink cola, but when you check your wallet, you will see Pepsi every day. It's a very playful example, but you can understand it from here. So I think I should be quiet right now for a while. Please, guys, ask me anything.
That's a great example there, Adrian. And honestly, I just didn't feel the need to cut you off. You were just answering all the questions off the go. I think you did a great job with all of that. I was actually going to ask you to break down a little bit of all the products you do, and you did that beautiful job there. I just want to give everyone in the audience a chance to hear that we are accepting requests later on, probably in about 20 minutes time. People can come up to speak. There's also some comments where you can give your questions. I've got some questions already from the comments, so I look forward to them later on. And for now, I'll just hand it over to Dave for his first question.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks for all that, Adrian. Like he had mentioned, you definitely, I think you already knocked out about half of the questions that we had prepared for you. Lots of great information. But real quick, so you guys have so much going on. And so how large is your team?
Our team on the website is about 20 people, but we have some project-based programmers and other people helping us. So if I would count all of them, I would say around 40 people.
Got it. Okay. So definitely a good sized team. And with you mentioned 7 kind of primary use cases. Do you feel one or two that's kind of the big one that's going to push you guys forward, or are there certain areas that are you're putting more time and energy into?
Cool, great question. It's like asking me which one of my children I love more, you know. I would say that the thing I personally love the most, because it's the thing we started, is the Ofero app, because today in this form it's actually evolved from the first time we launched it. It's a much better app. It's already have had so many uses everywhere, and I would say that this is I'm proudest of it, because when we started paying with Offer for a concert ticket or a meal at a restaurant or cinema ticket or whatever you buy with it, clothes or something else that we have right now going on, most people are used to say, okay, but why would I use Offer and pay with my phone, scanning a QR code, paying to Trust Wallet? Why would I do that? Because I can pay with my Binance card. And it's very hard to explain, because when you pay with Binance card, I'm also a user of Binance card, of course, myself. But when I do that, I know that am I will be transferred to an intermediary, which will swap my Ethereum or my Bitcoin or my e-gold to fiat, and the vendor will get fiat. And my goal is to make vendors appreciate the value of OFE the same way they appreciate Bitcoin. I know it's big, I know it sounds big, but they must hold it, and they can use it to redistribute it to their employees, to redistribute it to their clients, and they can use OFE as a marketing tool, as a payment tool, as whatever they want. But nobody thought of it before. How could you get, let's say, from the movies, right? So the cinema gets Offer in their wallet. What do they do with it? They can either sell it, of course, it's their right. They can sell it on a profit, which is huge for them, okay? So they can sell it on a loss, it's their choice, whatever, the price is, the market is volatile. But they can use it to say, if you watch a movie with us, you will get one offer. It's Valentine's Day, I don't know, it's something. You can get a reward in offer, and then you must be validated. And then as long as you're an offer user, you will see the the brand that validated you. It's like having a tattoo on your wallet. You tattooed Coca-Cola on your wallet. Pepsi has no other chance. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm definitely interested in diving more into the app and seeing what you guys have planned for it. It's again, so much going on, and definitely a big vision, which I love, that you guys are looking towards the big picture and how you can make something that is really usable across the entire space, and it's not just a small project. You're shooting for a home run here, which is great.
Yes. We are, if I may, we in the Multiverse 6 ecosystem, we are now when you go to tokens, I think we were top 10 after a few months from the listing, and we kept our position. And of course, our goal is to be second place. Of course, of Eagle, it will always be bigger and will always be more adopted worldwide. But second best, it should be Ofero Network, and this is our goal in the Multiverse 6 ecosystem, because here is where we develop.
That's a great goal, and it's lovely to see some competition going here, because I think we get the best products when there is competition going and the best companies in the space. One thing I wanted to ask Adrian at this point, I think is a good time, is what really stands out with Ofero network compared to its competitors? If you could just say that in like a minute or something like that, that'd be great.
Well, the short answer is that I'm not aware of any competitor, but I may say I sound arrogant because
you could
we
say, you could argue, I would say, Adrian, you could argue that because there's no competitor doing all of these services, I agree, but you could argue that for some of the service there are some competitors. So like Web3 payments, for example.
for Web3 payments are the most competitors, right? And I don't. If I would focus on Web3, because you are right, that we have most competitors there, and I believe we are not the best there. But why we are better is that we don't use an intermediary of payments, and in the future, and not in 10 years, in 1 year, in 2 years, next year, until the next bull market anyway, the businesses around the world will get more and more traction. And when they will be there at that point where legislation is already agreed upon, and the tax services in any country will be regulated, then what will you use? A token that is already working and functional on this, or the new ones? Of course, you didn't hear about anybody, but we will have a huge head start when this happens, and this is our bet. Moreover, again, the lack of any intermediary and the partnership we have with Trust Wallet ensures a fast, simple, and safe environment for this. Of course, others can do it, but we did it first. We did it first, and we already have businesses and people using it, and we have adoption on it. And I hope that we will get to that point where we integrate X-Portal, because we couldn't so far. And we hope that together with the Multiverse X team, we can do this not only with Trust Wallet, but with X-Portal as well. And that will be a game changer in the community of Multiverse X. That's it.
That's great. And thank you for keeping that simple and quick there. That was a great response. And I'd love to hear that. And I love hearing your understanding that is a very competitive space, Web3 payments. And I really do think that you guys have a good product that can compete on the top stage here, I think. I would say the next question I was thinking, Adrian, is Ofero prides themselves on the proof of trust and transparency protocol it runs on, for its use of blockchain and a value mechanism created, which you guys mentioned quite a lot. And that seems very interesting, I think. And I'd love to hear a little bit more on that. But I was also going to ask, do you think the recent on-chain audit by ex-Foodriz has helped with this process? And do you see this as something that has given confidence to your community about your transparency?
I will answer both of them very quickly. The proof of trust and transparency is this. We read about the proof of trust, which is another mechanism of blockchain, and of course, we cannot implement it, but we developed this proof of trust and transparency protocol, which is this. You don't get staking, you don't get on board on any of these features that we developed and launched unless you are validated, which means you are a real person, you don't have 10 wallets, you cannot fraud the system anyway, and at any point, if you choose, you can be public. It's your choice because we have privacy settings. But if you want to be public, you can be seen by anybody in the system. And if you want to be private, they will just get a confirmation that you are validated, and they know that people in the community are real. No fraud. Let's say no fraud first of all, and then everything is transparent, meaning that you know who that wallet was, why they did that, or why they didn't. Of course, there is the other side where you can buy offer without being validated. You can hold it. You won't get any benefits. You cannot not use any of the services, and then you can use it to, I don't know, sell at a bigger price. It is your right, and you will always have it. But if you want to use the services and you want to join the community, you must be validated. Going back to xFood now, Alexis is a very good friend of ours and is a great personality in the Multiverse X blockchain. Before this issue was made public by another Twitter account, I don't remember the name, but I think he posted it in the thread. Made an accusation to regarding one of my, one of my colleagues, meaning my co-founder Stefan, which was the following: this wallet is connected at some point into the transactions through to some bots, trading bots that don't make a profit. Remember this. So trading bots that don't make a profit, which is very odd, and they do wash trading. This was the accusation that this guy made. Now, going back to what X4 did, and of course he must keep his opinions to himself. In his business, what he does, he cannot say, well, my opinion is, after talking to the Ofero team, is that of course they didn't do it, and of course, but he cannot write that on an official thread. So he must talk in numbers and in statistics. So he said that this cannot be proven, but it doesn't help us at all. So what really happened is that there was a bit of a mistake from our side, which was the following. When we issued the token on the blockchain, we used the wallet, and that wallet became the personal wallet of the CTO, which was, let's say, a stupid thing to do, but um, we didn't have anything why to not use that wallet anymore, because it was the wallet which issued the token, right? And then through the tokenomics, paid every other wallet, team wallet and other wallets as well, staking wallet and so on. And from that wallet started, that was a wallet for pre-sale. Now in pre-sale, people bought from that wallet. And what they did with their tokens is not in our power to judge or to stop or to do anything with it. It's their money, it's their funds, it's their right to do anything. Now, happily, very happily, we were able, together with xFodre, to identify which is the wallet that paid the tokens, the tokens to the bots. And we identified the person, the wallet, which actually was a real person because he was validated coincidentally. And we were able to talk to that guy. And we talked to him and we asked him, why do you do this? Because we found other bots as well. Of course, not only on our project, but working with other projects. But these wallets, 9 of them, I think, were connected, these bots. And with this guy, we talked. The other ones we don't know, they are not validated, and they only do bigger transactions. But these 9 we're doing small transactions every day. And on a period of long time, they were losing money. And we asked him, because in the KYC, in the validation platform, you don't have to put your phone number in, but you must have your Telegram, because through Telegram we connect each other. We have some bots that you can get. I don't know. You can work with those bots. You can see your value. You can see which ages you belong to. You can do things with that bot. So Telegram is a must. We don't ask for phone number, but we ask for Telegram, right? And we talked to him, and we knew him because we remembered him from when he bought the from pre-sale, because he bought a larger amount of OFE. And he said this: I don't have 9 wallets. I have more than 9 wallets. It is my right to do so, and I work on other projects as well, not only in Multiverse X, but in other blockchains as well. But these 9 wallets, is true, I have some bots, but I use these bots as a control group for my own wallet, which I operate myself, and I'm making money. So everything I lose on those 9 wallets, I'm winning on other wallets, and it's my right to do so. And of course, talking very friendly with him and explaining him what happened, he said, but why would I stop? Why would I do it? As a favor to you guys? And I said, yes, please do it as a favor to us, because look what happened. And if this thing goes south, then you won't be making money anymore. So please stop these wallets, do something else with them. I don't know. I was talking to xFodre, and I asked him, I begged him to move them on QVAT, but he didn't want to. As an inside joke, maybe some of you will get it. And he stopped. He promised he will stop. I don't know if he stopped. I cannot follow it, but he promised he will stop, and he will choose another way to make profit on our project, because it's his right to do so. But he was very friendly. He also agreed on a video with X4Dre, which will happen. I talked to X4Dre 2 days ago. Probably will happen either end of this week or start of the next week, which is the final point on this thread. Moreover, we got about 11 points of recommendations from X4Dre, which we will implement. One of them is regarding a second matter, which if I get the time from you, I will talk to. I will need about 2 or 3 minutes. Can I say it? It's about liquidity.
Yeah, have at it.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Because I don't want to talk only by myself. So
no, that's fine. And for anyone that didn't get the joke earlier, xFoodra is also part of the team of CoWatt, so that's one of the reasons why that was a joke.
He got the joke, trust me. Okay, so going to liquidity, what happened there? There was what I did at some point, and I only talked to this with my team, and I will talk in this AMA about it because I think it's time to say it. At some point, some investors reached out to us and said they want to sell from whatever reason, large amounts, and they did it. I don't know, good reasons, bad reasons. I got the information from a third party. We as a team got it. So you guys listen. I was in that community, in that meetup, and there was some talks about it, and we don't know if it was somebody competing with us. We don't know if it was a project or a private group. We don't know, but we got the news. And at that point, we had to choose. Either we take some action or we don't. And we had an unresolved issue with some funding that were private funding. Myself as an investor in the project and two of my other associates were liquidity providers, as is our right to be. So nothing fishy there, right? So I provided liquidity for the project. Now, when I heard this rumor, I said I will take my liquidity back, and this will impact the price, not by lowering the price, but it will restrain the possibility to get out a lot of part of money of the project. Let me rephrase that. When you lower the liquidity in a project, you will widen the price impact and the spread, which means that for the same amount of money, when you get out, you will have a huge fee, quote unquote, as a price impact, as a spread. This was my only shot at this. I couldn't handle, because if you, for example, DB, let's say you want to provide liquidity for Ofero. I cannot, as a project, and nobody in the world can make an action on your funds. It's your choice what you do with it. It's your control. I cannot control your liquidity, but I can control my liquidity as a private individual. And what we did then is I took my liquidity back, and what I did is I funded a venture capital entity in our project with that e-gold, and I said this e-gold will be used to buy tokens from this venture capital wallet, and these tokens will be moved to the staking and will be redistributed to holders. So this was what happened with the liquidity, because if we are, let's say we have a limited understanding of the blockchain, you must see that nobody in the world, not even the blockchain founder itself, cannot have control on the wallet. So I couldn't, and we couldn't handle liquidity in any other way. What we did is wallet did. This is what, and this you can see on the blockchain. So this is what people didn't understand, and I clarified it to you today because I'm very transparent, very open, and whatever we do is we do it openly. Moreover, what I talked to the guy with the bots and with X4Dre, I said, listen, if I was doing it, I could have found a very legal way and ethical way to do it, and I would have done it with bigger amounts of money, and I would have used that profit to pay the holders because this is what we do. And I'm a holder and I would have paid myself. So it doesn't make sense. And we clarified all this. And yes, to answer your first question, in my opinion, I asked Xfodder to do a very harsh and very objective, very intimate audit on the project because I wanted to be free. I don't want anything hanging on us. I don't want anything to be questionable because you are about to enter a new phase of development, a new phase of adoption. And when we go there, I want to be clear. I want to be clean. I don't want any skeletons in the wallet. I want it out there. So now it's out there and we are free and nothing is hanging on us and we can do our job.
I appreciate that a lot, and I think it really did build up the transparency of your project by working with xFoodres so deeply on this. And I think Dave just has another question, and then we can go on to the AMA with what everyone else has been asking.
Excellent. Yeah, I appreciate all the information and the transparency. I know that's one of the big things from the community is the questions regarding all that, and you summed it up really well. You made it very clear. So yeah, and again, you're answering most of our questions here, which is great. You definitely came prepared. And so what's kind of the next step for the project? Do you have any exciting things coming up?
Yes. So we are doing two things separately, and I will very briefly talk about both of them. One of them, which I prepared for you guys today, was the BNB launch because we have a great opportunity for liquidity providers and with very big incentives. But before we had this AMA, the team said, I cannot release it yet. So I'm sorry about it. I will talk about some points from it, but I cannot release it to you because my plan was to share it here with you guys for the first time because it's actually
Sorry, Adrian. I think Twitter bugged again. You went on mute again just then.
okay. I will say again. What I prepared for you guys today was a new page in the website, on our website, but I didn't get the approval from the team to share it here just yet. It's not the place, it's the timing. I will talk about it in a few words. It's regarding the BNB launch. What does that mean? So we didn't have any AMA or any other event on this matter so far. So it will be an exclusive thing here. What we do is we had the opportunity to make a bridge. Now, when we chose this bridge, as I told you before in the first part of the space, was we needed it as a necessity, not as a just we want to do something. What do? We go to BNB. No, it's not like that. We had this necessity for the insurance program and for the backup, and of course, it was a marketing interest in the middle because we chose BNB backup because it has so many users, and the adoption from BNB to Multiverse 6 will help us, all of us in the ecosystem, right? So we chose BNB. Now, when we chose to do the bridge, when you normally do a bridge, you don't give value, meaning you don't have an LP, a liquidity pool, in the other side because you don't need to. You just need to transfer tokens, right? And in the middle of our development, we got the news from the Multiverse 6 team they will launch the X bridge because it happened in the middle, right? We couldn't control it. Now, when we heard from them publicly, because it wasn't an inside information, it was public information, that they will do the bridge, we contacted them and we said, what are you going to do with the bridge? Can we use it as well? And they said, yes, you can use it. Now, if the Multiverse 6 team makes a bridge, it doesn't make sense for us to work at the same product. It's not a competitor program. It's nothing there. So it doesn't make sense. So we will use the X bridge, right? But we cannot use it yet. Going back, we chose in our insurance program to have the certainty that people will get the value available token as backup. Not only a bridgeable token, but an actual valuable token. Because if you get insured and you pay for an insurance and something goes wrong, you must get a backup at the same value you expect. And this is why we need to do another LP, another liquidity pool there, another price, which will be different from the multiverse 6 price at first. It's like a different token, but through arbitrage, it will be equalized. And the surprise for this community was that I was supposed to explain the benefits of the early liquidity providers in the BNB chain. We have 5 waves of transfer, because people in the ecosystem know what I'm talking about, because they already migrated some of their tokens to this extension. And we have 5 tires of from 1 to 5. I don't know how to say this. There is a different timing when you get your tokens, and each tire gives you another time. So tier.
Lockup, I assume you
So,
mean.
can you say again, please?
Lockup period. Is that what you mean?
No, I don't mean lockup period, because nothing is locked up. It's just the release. The release is different. They are in multiverse 6 these tokens, and you will get them in your BNB wallet, but some of them will get 7 minutes early. Some of them will get 7 minutes later. This will happen through different tires. This is actually not a thing we invented. It's we got inspired from it from the X launch, because we try to keep the line of the we don't want to. People are used to these tires. They are used to this idea, and this is why we did it like this. It was the best choice to do for the community, not to go very off grid, so to say. The second exciting thing, and I will finish, was that the adoption in the Ofero network is now at about addresses, and we are in several negotiations with companies with over 1,000 employees to use our programs that we talk about, that I talked about early, to implement it as an employee benefits program, which is huge for adoption, huge. And I'm talking about one IT company, a big manufacturing company with a lot of young people and so on, with say interest in this area, and then we try to go international. We didn't go international yet because we don't have 1 year from the launch yet. We want to be first a stable fund ecosystem, and then we go international, because this is one of the main problems, quote unquote problems, because we are not at that stage yet where I can go to Japan, for example, and negotiate with company there, because I need to have 10 other European companies working with me before I do that. This is a very simple thing. It works through a Romanian company, and even any company around the world can make a contract with us and use the OFE token, the OFE exchange, the KYC platform, and so on, as products to implement in their employee benefit program or in the customer fidelity programs. This is huge for adoption. That's it.
That's a great use case there, and I'd love to hear that. Very big for adoption as well, to have actual businesses getting involved in this, and that's really good to hear. That I just wanted to quickly go into a little bit of AMA. We are running a little bit over, and I just want to respect Adrian's time, because I know he's got that meeting to go back to as well. So the most of the questions that I'm looking at here, and thank you, audience, for the questions. There are some great questions here. Most of the questions have to do with the migration to Binance chain, smart chain. So, and since that is on the topic, since it's planned to go ahead on the 7th of April, I believe, could you talk a little bit about what exactly that involves, what happens afterwards, and one other person actually mentions here, how will you stabilize the price of OFE after that? I don't know if you want to go into that at all.
I want to go, of course, I can go into anything, guys. So there's nothing which we can't go into. I will start with the last one because it's the easiest to answer. I don't have any plans to stabilize any price because I don't have the right to do it. It is a public token, and myself or my team or the Ofero team cannot have any control on the market. We will adapt and make decision based on that, but we cannot influence it in any way. So that should be clear for anybody here and anybody around the world. There is no way somebody can control or I don't know, even so this will happen through arbitrage. The price will equalize itself through arbitrage. If it takes 1 day or if it takes 10 days or a month, it's the community's job to do it. Regarding the BNB, what we did there, because people don't know the procedure yet. We are about to launch. I wanted to launch it here, that page from the website, because as you said, a lot of questions are regarding this in our community as well. When we launched the idea that will be a cross-chain token, we see that people can benefit from the launch by some of the tokens to BNB chain. This happened the last 5 months, I think. So that option was available for the last 5 months. Around 13 million tokens were locked in this program. Transfer to
Your mic is becoming a bit laggy here, Adrian. I don't know if you could mute and then unmute and see if that helps it. And whilst we're waiting for that, Bikram, would you like to ask your question?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me right now?
Yes, we can hear you.
So my question is like, what is the roadmap in BNB chain? So I mean, like after the question is expansions, and what could be the roadmap for that? Do you want to ship this roadmap on this Multiverse X, or want to create some new planning for there in that chain? So what is your planning, or what is the roadmap in BNB chain? Is that same with Multiverse X, or planning to do something else?
Thank you for the question. Adrian just dropped out there. I don't know if it's connection issues or if he's trying to reconnect there. So we'll just give him a few seconds here, and we'll see if we can answer that question for you.
Yep, looks like we just lost him completely, unfortunately. Yeah, well, we were actually running a little bit over time anyways. Some good questions and tons of great information. For me personally, there's so much going on. I
Yes, we can hear you, Adrian.
Second, and it came back up. Bikram, I'm sorry I'm torturing you with this, but please repeat the question.
So, okay, so my question is like, so what is your roadmap in BNB chain? I mean, after the question expansion, and what are you going to do in the BNB chain? Do you want to shift this roadmap in Multiverse X, whatever you are doing, the very good? And do you want to shift this roadmap into BNB chain, or do something new for this chain, or planning to do something new? And there is a new community, new backup. So what is your entire planning for the BNB chain? Do you want to do the same thing in Multiverse? Want to shift that thing in BNB, or want to create something new out in there?
Okay, thank you for the question. I heard it very clearly this time. Very good question. Very good question. Because what we will gonna do in BNB chain is just have a valuable token, actually with an LP, with a value, with a community, a growing community, but we will not at this time be developing very much on the BNB because let's remember we are a Multiverse 6 project. We will be active on Multiverse 6, and we don't have any interest at the moment to develop otherwhere. What we any other place. What we do is we are using, so the roadmap on the BNB chain, to be short, has only one point on it: listing, having an active token, and use it as a collateral for the Multiverse X insurance program, and that's it. That is its purpose at this time. But of course, people can work on it. Transactions can be made, profits can be made, losses can be taken there, whatever. But at this point, I don't want to announce anything else. Just that it's a genuine backup, a genuine insurance collateral provider. That's it.
So your point is like Multiverse X Ofero is the main token, and the other token is only collateral. Like
yes. At this point, this is the case, right?
So if your launch will be successful or the project is successful, how you can assure that the project will be successful in BNB chain?
Well, when we don't want it to be successful yet, so to say, in BNB chain, what we are going to do is focus on Multiverse 6. Just when people in the BNB chain we want to buy, they can buy. And let's not forget that the main point here is the bridge. So when people buy the token on a BEP20 platform, they can use the X bridge to transfer their tokens to Multiverse 6 and benefit from all the developments that we have in the same way. So just by buying the BNB offer, yes, the offer BEP20, you can, through the X bridge, transfer it to your Multiverse 6 wallet. You can do this on MetaMask at the moment. This is in testing right now. We will also use Trust Wallet. Hopefully, we can implement it together with the Multiverse 6 team. But you will transfer it, and you can benefit on Multiverse 6 blockchain from all these developments, because it doesn't make sense, and it is another business, so to say, to make the same developments as we did here. It's another code, it's another blockchain, it's another thing. But so the user that buys BNB that buys off on the BNB chain can have all the advantages and can benefit all the programs if he uses the bridge. That's it.
Thank you for answering that, Adrian. I hope that answers your questions well there, Bikram. Would you like another question, Adrian, or?
Yes, I will be at your disposal, guys. I want everybody to have their questions asked, and if they don't get it answered here, they can, or I don't know, put it on your page, and I can come back with the text answer or whatever. However you guys want, I'm free.
Yes. Okay. Great. Well, I'll ask one more question, because a lot of that was just about the bridge. And also, it'd be great to have you guys back on again at another point, because you have so much going on. It's hard to get it all in one space. So for the next question, and the final question, if no one else has any urgent questions, is from NFTOG. For the insurance policy, he says you should do a knowledge check in form of a CBT, computer-based training or familiarization on the basics of safety of your funds. That would protect you and your community. Is that something that you guys are already looking into, or are you guys doing it by a different way?
No, we did it a different way. First of all, we don't have any, let's say, institutions here to help us. So what we did, and what we are still doing, is we use some private companies to give us some hints, and we had some talks even with the bank and with some insurance companies regarding this. So first of it, the biggest problem was how do we price it? This was the biggest issue. How much should you pay for an insurance? How much is too big? How much is too small? And this is how we came up to this 1.5 and 2% between this price, because actually a bank answered to this question for us. They said when if they would use cryptocurrency, but they don't in Romania, they would charge this much. And they gave us some arguments why they do it, because it's a high risk an asset. It's not in the form of a house, and this was the first argument. Let's say real estate, it was very high risk compared to a real estate, a liability. But then again, when we explained how the collateral works and the BNB chain backup and so on, it was much safer in their opinion. And because we wanted to make the price very, very low, so everybody can pay it. This was the goal. And in that manner, we successfully did it, because now we have a product that can be bought by anybody, and it is secure enough for everybody to sleep tight overnight if they lose their mnemonics or if there is a blockchain fault. We don't have institutions like that. Most of them are in the United States, and I don't want to get into the United States legislation in any way, because they are just very strict now on crypto. It is a good thing that happens, but we don't want to have any connection with any US institution or company at the moment. Or any the only connection we have with the United States is that we have a significant number of users from the United States, but in that way we have on any other continent except Antarctica. So this is, if somebody hears me and this from Antarctica, I need one validated user from Antarctica, please, because that's the only continent we lack, and it's a pretty wide portion of our map. So I want to make it purple. That's it.
Well, that is great. I think, Adrian, would you? So I'll say Bikram asked that question. He came up earlier. Philippe has also asked a question about the expanding on other Binance chains. Miguel asked the question about the migration and the stabilization of the price. MJH asked why OFE chose MultiverseX and Binance Smart Chain. You could answer that real quick. And I just want to say, finally, NFTOG answered the insurance policy question. So I'd like, if possible, if you could just pick randomly or just which question you preferred the most, and then we could give them part of the prize, and then we can randomly select others. And
okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Why we chose Multiverse 6, that was, I want to answer that question. Why we chose Multiverse 6 and BNB chain?
Yes, yeah, go for it.
So when we chose to go into this business, we had several options. At that time, Solana was big, if you guys remember, was on high horses, so to say. And it was a really, really tempting option for us. But we finally chose Multiverse 6 because at that time it was called Elrond with the old name. But it was the biggest thing happening in crypto, and I still believe it is one of the most interesting projects to be part of. It will grow immensely in the next bull market. This is my opinion, and I'm not talking about the price of e-gold. I'm talking about the Multiverse 6 ecosystem as a whole. I'm talking about the new phases of adoptions, which will be huge. But I'm subjective. This is why we chose Multiverse 6, because it was the best thing to do regarding programming. First of all, because in my knowledge, and I might not know everything, but in my knowledge, there is not another blockchain in the world that has so many documentation regarding each process. If you guys go on Xdocs and you check it out, you will be impressed. Now, comparing it to the BNB, and this is an objective opinion, Multiverse X docs is 1,000 times better at documentation. So let's say you as a blockchain, your business is to encourage builders to build products and services on your network. If you want them to come to you, then you must provide them documentation in order to help them to understand how to build. Well, this happens on Multiverse X, and this is the reason why so many projects go to Multiverse X every day. BNB, on the other side, doesn't have this, and it's very hard to develop there. But they have the Binance checks, they have the brand, and they attract a lot of projects and a lot of people through that. But when you go to program there, to Solidity, compared to Rust, it's not that hard. It's not so hard, that programming language. But what is hard is you don't have access to a team. It's very hard through Binance Labs. It's very hard. We are on that team. We are lucky enough that we are close to Binance Romania, and we get some help, but they don't even know how to answer some of our questions. But when I go and ask something on the Multiverse X side, then I get 10 answers from different people and from the team. And when you program and you work at night, so to say, and you get answers fast, and you can develop, you can work, you can make progress, this helps a lot. Even if today, compared to BNB chain, Multiverse X is a bit smaller and with lower adoption, we cannot think for today. We must think for the future of our community in the next 10, 15, 20 years. And our bet is on the Multiverse X, very, very friendly, very user-friendly platforms, very user-friendly explorer, and of course, very builder-friendly platform. That's it.
That's a great answer, Adrian. And I think that's something that we as investors or just people that research or want to build on this chain, I think we don't really get to hear the insights about your access to the team and just other people that are very influential in the space that can answer these questions so quickly. And I think that's a very important point to bring up for building on the chain as well. So I think we'll give the prizes out just afterwards, and we can do that by a random selection. I'll give Adrian, I'll give you a last thoughts if you want to mention anything or talk about anything. Here's your spot.
I talked so much today. I think you guys are tired of my voice and so on. But I liked your questions. I liked being here. And whenever you guys want to ask me again and to talk about anything you want, I'm open to do it. I actually put in my personal roadmap, so to say, as my job description to be more active and more open to the public, so to say. I actually work hard and let's say I have some time every day where I answer to DMs from the community. It takes a lot of time, and it is a hard-working activity because it's so many people ask a lot of questions and show us a lot of things, and they want to get their part of attention from us, and they get it. This is very important. And what we did wrong in the first part, the first 6 months after the launch, was we were isolated as a project. I felt personally like Japan before the Second World War. We were very isolated, and today I want to tell you guys that time is over. We are a bigger team now. We are a very stable project, and I have the possibility to be more out there. I am out there, so please ask me whenever you want something. I will be with the community because this is part of my job to be the link between the community and the team. Thank you very much, guys.
And thank you very much for coming on, Adrian. That's a real privilege for us. And we look forward to another time when we can get a few questions, because there's so much to talk about. As I said before, I think we're going to have a second space to go through some of the next things coming and more announcements. And it's just exciting to see how much you're building on the space and how big your vision is. So thank you very much for that. And I also want to thank Dave for being here. Thank you for your time. We have run over a little bit, but I hope the audience has appreciated that. I think it was important for the community to get some of their questions in. And it's very obvious to us that you have a very strong community, Adrian. So I think they appreciate you being on these open spaces as much as possible. But obviously you are also a very busy man, so you also have a meeting to go to. So I wish you well with that. And I just want to thank everyone for joining. We will be announcing the prize winners just after this space, randomly selected. And I just want to remind everyone that we do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, talking about the hot topics, the interesting debates, and looking at the very interesting projects that are building on this space, of which Ofero is 100% one of those. So thank you again, Adrian, and thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you, guys. Next time. Bye-bye.